When I'm writing these books, I have to do quite specialist research into quite specialist areas, because you can't write about the later years of Henry VIII without really addressing the question of his health. I mean, he gets extraordinarily fat, hugely overweight. He's obviously sick, he's got some wound in his leg, he's obviously tremendously ill, he's nauseated a lot of the time, and my opinion is that really from the time of probably the death of Anne Boleyn, he's becoming mentally ill. He's actually mad, I think, by the time he executes Catherine Howard. It always amuses me that I start off researching what you would think was a historical novel about somebody in prison or one of the queens, and you find yourself going down these extraordinary byways which I really have to know if I'm going to write a good novel. In the Tudor period, if your husband wanted to beat you, he was legally allowed to do so. If he wanted to sexually assault you, he was legally allowed to do so. And there is no one to whom you could complain who would intervene with a husband who behaved like that. It's, in many ways, you know, it's an appalling situation for women, and what's so inspiring for me is out of this appalling situation, we find these incredibly courageous women who manage to make their own lives. Someone like Elizabeth I takes a choice not to marry at all. Someone like Mary Tudor makes a disastrous choice of marrying, hoping that she will give England an heir and restore the Catholic faith to England with a Catholic royal husband, and really condemns herself to a lifetime of illness and terrible unhappiness. So it's potentially, it's very, very high risk for women, whatever they choose to do. It's terribly high risk for them. And to see these women come out through this society and make their own lives and be determined to find their happiness sometimes and their fortune, I find incredibly inspiring, and I really admire them. I find that I get very fond of them as I work on their stories.